matches, bud.
Okay,
We're gonna do pop
well,
culture first.
so
Let's do pop culture
Hold
first.
on. All right.
Let's do pop culture first. So, Monty wanted to talk about, wrestling, how it affected pop culture, and I wanted to do this embodiment of that because, if anyone knows anything about me, I love hip hop. Well, West Side Gun released this shirt of Chris Benoit with a third eye. This shit goes hand in hand, son.
It really does.
Dude, Bret Hart on The Simpsons was great. Hulk Hogan was everywhere.
oh, he's everywhere, anywhere and everywhere you could think of.
Just not even thinking about like wrestlers bleeding into acting. Chef Boyardee commercials with Kane.
The Sprite commercial with Sting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is the commercial where Sting's throwing the kid all over the place?
I
Was that
just saw
Sprite?
that like literally the other
Okay,
day.
it's probably not Sprite,
Thanks, Chad.
but I saw the Sprite in there.
Huh?
I don't think it was a Sprite commercial.
I don't remember the exact commercial, but like, I don't like. I can't think of like, bro.
You can't think the Slim
Think
Jim
of-
commercial?
No, I'm not talking about that. It was just random shit like early TNA and Head of State
Yeah,
with
what's the
Chris
Sprite
Rock.
commercial?
Early TNA
Road
was
Dogg and
crazy.
Ron Killings jumping Chris Rock in the middle of a ring in like 2002 in the movie Head of State.
Didn't they
That
win the
was
tag
crazy.
titles too?
In TNA, yeah, I think so. But I'm just referring to this like clip that was in a fucking movie starring Chris Rock at the height of Chris Rock's career. Or Rat Race when DDP was beating the crap out of Cuba Gooding Jr. because he fell into a window of a mobile home that had his ex-wife Kimberly in the bed of.
Or the fact that Stone Cold was in the Expandables.
Macho Man and
Expendables.
Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Bonesaw is ready.
I got you for 3 minutes.
And speaking
Wrestling
of,
after the Attitude Era was everywhere.
and now that you mentioned hip hop and wrestling into it, the whole reason why Jay-Z throws up the rock comes from DDP.
Yeah, he throws up the Diamond Dallas Page sign. DDP
Didn't he
actually
just get
sued him
sued
for it.
over that?
Yeah,
No.
DDP sued him over that and won.
Damn, I didn't know he
Bro,
sued him.
He sued and won.
the wrestler, Sting has the wrestler has the trademark to the name Sting, and Sting from the band The Police pays him $1 a year to use the name.
I didn't know that.
If you really want to talk about wrestling culture and how it changed pop, can we talk about Perk Angle and how everybody loves Perk Angle?
Dog, go to sporting events like the Everblades games for one, and whenever the refs make a questionable call, they always play his like the Kurt Angle theme song, and the crowd hits him with the "You suck, you suck."
That's going to be forever.
You thank Edge for that.
Man, I'm not thanking Edge for shit, son. You call that man by Adam Copeland now. Edge's trademarks.
Speaking of, did you guys see Matt Cardona came to AEW tonight to face Adam Copeland?
Yeah, he's got to collect the belt.
The Edge heads.
That's actually kind of solid. I did not see that. Where did you see that at, Chad?
I was actually watching it before we started recording. And you can see it on AEW's page.
I was watching WrestleMania 17 before we started recording.
Can we also talk about how the Spinneroonie has affected the I've heard that line in so many rap songs.
10 years of dead man walking. We want one night of dead man spinning.
He was so mad when that happened.
He was livid.
He was trying so hard not to break character.
So what is your guys' favorite moment? Wrestling reference.
Favorite
Outside.
wrestling reference?
I'm gonna say John Cena and Fruity Pebbles.
Is that a commercial?
No, I don't think it was a commercial.
I was gonna say you need like a reference out, so something outside of wrestling that references wrestling.
I mean, can I
was
use
not
Slim
prepared
Jim
for
to
that.
this day because you can still get the Savage Slim
It's a
Jim.
commercial, bro. It's intentional.
Really,
couldn't
something
even
that's
think of one.
outside.
What was that, Montan?
I was gonna say you said something outside of wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, commercial wise.
Well,
Marvel.
something that's not intentional, like like a cameo or an Easter egg or something. A commercial
Oh,
is
okay, I
very
got you.
blatant.
Prime example. Goldberg when he was in Law and Order SVU. He's in my favorite episode. He plays a PCP addict in the first like 10 minutes, and
He starts
he's on
beating
a
the shit out of
rampage.
them in that fucking hospital.
Fuck! It was in the precinct. He threw the dude through a window. It was crazy. Like, how do you do that shit? Take a taser and just walk it off.
It's Goldberg. The dude
What
used to
about
fucking inhale his fucking pyro smoke.
what about Migos coming out with the Ric Flair drip?
Yeah, I'm going there too. I got a few rap ones I'm gonna risk off of. The fact that West Side Gun, the Griselda boys, start with "Hey yo."
Everything
West
West
Side Gun
Side
is
does
always,
is wrestling references.
actually, him and Action Bronson, they have a song called Dudley Boys, and the first time I heard that song was on one of the Hitler Wears Herms mixtapes. And there's also a song called WrestleMania 20 on there with him and Anderson .Paak. West Side Gun's whole entire shit is like wrestling.
Tell
I
me,
know I've been sending you guys them
Flatbush
t-shirts.
Zombies.
tell me that they have.
Go ahead, Chad.
Tell me that they have a song where they yell, "Get the tables."
I'm pretty sure on the mixtape version of Dudley Boys, it's on the Hitler Wears Herms mixtape versus the album release actually has the Dudley Boys audio on it. But I got a rap reference, Sean Price, rest in peace. He had some pretty, solid lines. Kill women and children a la Chris Benoit was one of his lines. But also on the album The Incredible Rap Team, there's a song called That's Incredible that samples the Gold Dust Shattered Dreams shit all the way through. And let me tell you something, the first time I heard that, I'm like, I know this shit. And it's one of the hardest samples ever. I got that CD in a box over here somewhere, but Sean Price had a lot of freaking wrestling references. Method Man and Redman had a person in a trailer watching wrestling on TV on Tear the Roof Off. Monton probably remembers this, the music video Domo 23 by Tyler, the creator.
Yes.
Wrestling match.
Yeah. I was just about to mention that.
No, you weren't.
Like wrestling is so
No, you weren't.
it's just like wrestling is so ingrained into like different aspects of people's lives. You see it, there's a wrestling anime that's out there. Like it's just wicked. Like who doesn't remember Mucha Lucha? That show was iconic.
I remember Mucha Lucha.
I remember. Can I even watch Mucha Lucha still?
It's probably somewhere.
Yes.
Does anyone remember the wrestling episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were trained by Roddy Piper. The episode ends with freaking I'm a real American. Oh shit.
Income quote about how Monton hates Hulk Hogan.
Not gonna do it today. Nope.
That man despises Hulk Hogan.
Can you hit us with the Booker T though?
Huh?
We want the gold, sucker.
No.
I'm coming. No.
Chad could be your Miss Sherry to comfort you while you realize what you did on live TV.
It wasn't. It, oh man, I hate Holy.
Funny thing, I'm residing in Houston, Texas, the hometown of Booker T.
Insert Steiner math here.
Like, there's only one genetic
Listen.
freak here.
All I'm gonna say is on Lunchbox's head, there's a lot of fucking just free space for us to write out this Steiner math.
Yeah. We're actually gonna start a GoFundMe to get him a
This
hair
man at the
transplant.
whiteboard.
We're actually gonna start a GoFundMe to get him a hair transplant. Something.
No.
But
Cash out
you
the
sure
bag.
you sure you don't want a hair transplant of a fucking Mr. T mohawk?
I'm good.
I'm gonna get a lace front beard so I can finally have facial hair, so like I don't be left out. So we all are getting upgrades, bro. It's 20.
All right, this got weird.
You can't upgrade this.
All right,
It's already
this
good.
got
That could
weird.
be better.
This got weird.
All right. Bottom line is, if you live in American society, you cannot escape wrestling.
All right, hold on. Since Chad's been quiet for the last fucking 30 minutes, you start off with your WrestleMania there, bud.
All right, bud. I'm gonna start off with WrestleMania 20, one of my absolute favorite WrestleManias of all time.
I love WrestleMania 20 as well.
Specifically, one of my favorite feuds during that was Undertaker and Kane. After Kane buried Taker, and
After Kane killed off the American badass.
yeah, and then we had vignettes for weeks and just messing with Kane's head. I mean, so bad to the point you almost felt bad for the guy. It
No.
got that bad.
I felt
And
bad
then-
for Katie Vet.
And then when he finally showed back up, and Kane literally was like, "You're not real. You're not real." And he went to go touch him, and he realized he was real. To me,
Dead man walking.
you're not real. I buried you.
He was definitely real.
All right, what's your next match, Chad? That was only one.
My next match would definitely be the triple threat match because, you know, you've got so much animosity between Trips and Sean at that point that you can literally cut bread with, you know,
Can we
it was
blur
that
out?
bad. Yes. And as we know who won that match, he who shall not be named,
Just say his fucking name.
Chris Benoit.
I'm just gonna put this out here. This is not
Come
a podcast that's gonna shy away from controversial wrestlers like Chris Benoit. The only one we may shy away from is Abdullah the Butcher because fuck Abdullah the Butcher.
And Vince McMahon.
We're not gonna shy away from Vince McMahon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about him when I talk about my WrestleMania. So fuck you.
And then
That match,
my last
that
match I'm going to talk about is going to be Eddie and Kurt because that was probably the best match on the card in my opinion.
is between that and the triple threat. No. I distinctly remember you wanted to talk about a different match.
Which one?
The one between your two favorite meatheads. Special referee by Stolen.
Oh,
yeah.
Brock fucking Lesnar and
Fuck
Goldberg.
Fuck Goldberg.
That was the biggest shit show I have ever seen. If anybody knows, you know what sandbagging is, that was the epitome of fucking sandbagging. That whole match was sandbagged.
Bro,
That
that whole match was shit.
That whole match.
They threw Stone Cold in there to see if they could even get a pop, and no.
Even Stone Cold.
At the end,
Poor ass Stone
hit him
Cold
with the
couldn't do shit about it.
Bro,
No, they got the pops with the stunners. That was it.
yeah.
I mean, how could you expect a pop when everybody and their mother knew at that point what was going down? They were just there to collect their money and fucking leave at that point.
They were there with Marshawn Lynch.
They're only there so they don't get fined. Yeah.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is that show happened in Madison Square Garden. Happened in Madison Square Garden at the peak of Isaiah Thomas being the GM for the Knicks, and it was still the worst thing that popped up in Madison Square Garden that year.
That's bad. That's real bad.
What about you, Ant? You want to talk about WrestleMania 17?
I'd love to talk about WrestleMania 17. The first match I'm going to talk about is probably one of the most entertaining matches in WrestleMania history, in my opinion. Raven, Kane, and Big Show. That match is pure comedy gold. From the beginning, where it's just like Kane and Raven just get at it, and Big Show just starts doing a slow strut to the ring because you know he can't walk at a faster pace than that if he could. Spilling over to the back.
His poor knees.
Dude, Raven tried to choke Kane with the hose just to get tossed through the fucking window. Then Raven and Big Show on the golf cart, and then Kane getting on the golf cart, waiting for the ref to get on the back, going, nearly hitting Raven with the golf cart, spilling back onto the main stage, and Kane winning with a leg drop from the stage down. There was. I think this might be the only match in wrestling history with both Kane and Big Show in it, that doesn't have a single chokeslam in it.
I think
Fair
it
enough.
is.
Not one chokeslam. That match is hilarious. It's pure entertainment.
There wasn't a single chokeslam in that match?
Not a single chokeslam. And then the next match I want to talk about is Angle and Benoit. I'm going to tell you guys
Can I
right
interrupt
now.
you real quick for a brief message to drink some quality water?
Yeah.
Unlike
not
my boy
sponsored.
Chad here. Go on.
Not sponsored.
I'm going to put this out there. If Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit have 5 matches, those are probably my top 5 matches. This match opens up with them shoot wrestling. And then after Benoit tries to put on 3 different crippler cross faces, Angle just starts, doing the brawling, and then it ends spectacularly with a roll-up. You wouldn't think this match would end with a roll-up.
No way.
Ankle lock, cross faces. Angle has Benoit on a cross face. Benoit has Angle in an ankle lock. And the match ends with a roll-up. Great match. Great shoot wrestling. The first 3 minutes of that match is probably just like the best, like, we're going to go out here and we're going to grapple and we're going to just do takedowns and, arm drags and we're going to just, entertain these people. And you couldn't do a match like that today. You couldn't have 2 top-tier technical guys go out there and do technical shit for 3 minutes and the crowd being engaged. The crowd was popping the entire fucking time. Great. And now the next match I'm going to talk about is the complete opposite of that in TLC 2. And I don't have to recap TLC 2. We all know how TLC 2 goes. We all know how it'll go. And going back and watching that match as an adult who knows how it goes down and seeing how they're just setting everything up for the spots later on in the show, it's like, we're just going to stack up 4 tables right here and not address it for another 10 minutes. Don't worry about it, though. We're just stacking up 4 tables. To that ridiculously tall ladder, to Jeff Hardy trying to cat scale across 3 ladders, losing his balance, falling down, and then just climbing up the ladder regularly. Like, it's a great match that gets talked about a lot. It might be incredibly overrated just because of, like, all the run-ins and the spots. But it's borderline hilarious to watch it. And I'm going to finish up WrestleMania 17 with, the match we're all waiting to talk about. China and Ivory. I'm just kidding. Stone Cold and The Rock. No one wants to talk about right to censor. I need to calm down. Stone Cold and The Rock in the second, their second meeting at Mania. Fun little fact, Stone Cold Steve Austin has 8 victories over The Rock Rock has one victory over Stone Cold. Just something to keep in mind with all these Easter eggs that are floating about. But this match had the very controversial Stone Cold heel turn with Vince McMahon helping him. The WWE realized shortly after that Stone Cold Steve Austin in the early 2000s cannot be a heel.
Yeah,
It was too over.
Yeah, they
way
even
too
let him
over.
join.
They can't. They couldn't do it. Like, it did give us some of the great little Angle and Stone Cold segments before the invasion even started and their interactions.
I was about to say, what about the little cowboy hat?
That's what I'm referring to. The one thing, my one takeaway about this match that really pisses me off is this match is, I believe, the start of people kicking out of multiple finishers.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows me knows it grinds my gears when someone kicks out of multiple finishers in a match. I hate the spot monkeying shit. The finisher is the finish.
Exactly.
If you're
Kick out of
gonna,
a signature. Not a finisher.
bro, The Rock kicked out of 2 stunners, a couple chair shots to the face, and it's that irritated me to my core because they protected the people's elbow. The Rock hits the people's elbow,
It's
and
over.
then Vince McMahon pulls him out of the ring, or pulls the ref out of the ring during the count. People's elbow is protected. There's 8 fucking stunners though, and several chair shots. The match does not finish on a Stone Cold Stunner. It finishes on Stone Cold beating the ever living shit out of him with the chair, and then getting the 3 count. But I
can agree with
digress.
that.
Montan, what do you got for us?
All right, so I want to talk about WrestleMania 24, and I just want to talk about one match, and I think we all know what match I'm gonna bring up.
The one that we always put the Celine Dion music over?
Yes, the one that's been memed to fucking hell.
The fake retirement match?
Hey, look, we don't talk about that other retirement match.
Bro, Ric Flair's retired as many
please,
times as
God,
Brett
no.
Favre.
I don't acknowledge that match that he had with Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett.
How about the one he had 2 years ago with Andrade?
Yeah, Jay Lethal and Jeff
Okay.
Jarrett.
That was rough.
How about the TNA matches?
Yeah. They were
Didn't him and Mick Foley both have a match in TNA together?
I believe they did. But we
What'd
don't
you
talk
say?
about those.
Mick Foley and Ric Flair in TNA?
Did they?
I think they did.
But hold on.
We need a fact check for that one, but I'm pretty sure you're right.
I'm 99% sure it happened.
I'm sure it did at some point.
Yeah, it was in a last man standing match.
What year was this? 2009?
The height of TNA?
What year was this match, Lunchbox?
2006?
2006. That's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
I can assure you that
Wait,
no one wanted to watch
it was on
Foley.
Impact in 2010.
Oh, God, that's worse.
No one wants to see Ric Flair and Mick Foley in the last man standing match in 2010.
On Impact, of all things. Not even TNA on Impact. Oh, Jesus.
Like I said, we don't acknowledge that. We're not going to acknowledge that right now.
Yo, that's when, you're watching early WCW and you're like, Mom, do we have Ric Flair and Mick Foley? No, we got Ric Flair and Mick Foley at home.
Speaking of Flair.
Which Hebner is that?
No,
that's not Earl,
he
is
was
it?
involved too?
That might be Earl.
Oh
That is
no. They got him too?
yeah.
Oh
Earl
no.
has been everywhere. But back to my match. It's the one that everybody knows the most. Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Just to show and think about the fact that there's so much emotion build up to this match, and to see it happen in the ring. The multiple high flying moves that Ric Flair, the one high flying move that Ric Flair should have not done, and
Ric
that was
Flair
when he
should
jumped
have
off the
never
top
got
rope.
on the top rope.
That was just that wasn't needed. Or the fact that Shawn Michaels did that moonsault from the second rope to the announce table.
Yeah, the announce table doesn't break, right?
It breaks, but it breaks awkwardly.
Oh, it's like one of those Randy Orton breaks.
Yeah, like so the middle collapse, but the outside collapse like second. The two like outside that holds up everything else breaks second, and then the part that he's hanging off of falls. So it's like a slow motion thing, but you can see that he was in immense pain.
Oh, I'm
And then he
sure of
does
it.
another moonsault later on in the match. And then you just Flair showing that he's the dirtiest player in the game, and just the thumb to the eye. My biggest question that I have, maybe someone could explain this to me. How does the figure four leg lock hurt? Because you naturally if you are somewhat flexible, can cross your leg to look like a four.
Do you
So
do you
how does
want
that hurt?
do you want the kayfabe answer?
I'll take both.
The real answer is it's not supposed to hurt. It's wrestling.
Well, yes, okay.
You don't want to torque your opponent's leg because then you can't have the match tomorrow night.
All right, now
Rick-
give me the kayfabe.
The kayfabe answer? Bro,
Yes.
the immense pressure, bro. You forget. He does that little spin and he twists your calf muscle a little bit when he does that little spin.
Yeah, I
And then
guess.
when he drops, it puts you on that floor and he's torquing. But you got to remember, though, you got to remember out the figure four. When the person who is getting the figure four done to them, when they turn over, they reverse the pressure. It's like a switch.
That's the worst fucking thing of all time.
Now I can see possibly the figure eight
No.
hurting.
No. The worst fucking thing of all time is The Rock doing a sharpshooter. I don't want to see that shit. I don't ever want to see that again. The Rock does the worst sharpshooter in the business.
Oh man, I was
But
hoping
it's
for
the
that to
most
happen during
electrifying.
WrestleMania.
Chad, your infant son can do a sharpshooter better than Dwayne Johnson.
Not gonna
So what's the
disagree.
difference between the sharpshooter and
Chad,
Sting's finisher?
before we get off this call tonight, can I at least see you take a sip of water?
Please.
Yeah. 1 second, I got you, blood.
He said, water sucks. It really, really sucks. Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Bro,
Let's try that. Let me come back.
thank God.
Can we? This is something else that Shawn Michaels does that I don't like. He's done it in several matches. It's when he oversells and that when he gets Irish whipped into a corner and he oversells. I'm so
I
tired.
thought
of
we were
seeing that
talking
shit.
about Michaels and Flair, not Michaels and Hogan.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah,
when
I
did
don't
we
like
start
it.
talking about SummerSlam?
I don't like it regardless. I don't.
Can we talk? Can we like talk about that match after Mania? Can we all just watch that match again and just talk about it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
absolutely.
down for it.
Yeah, we can watch it. Let's see. What else do I remember? It's just the storytelling that went on in the match, and Flair's fighting. He's trying to give it his all, and he just
Monton, I'll be very disappointed with you if you fucking forget Slop Fest that happened to WrestleMania 24.
Yes. Who do you think has the better shot? Like,
Gunther.
Okay, pre-Gunther. Because there's been people that have done the chop. Where the fuck did Chad go?
Probably get another water bottle.
I still think Flair has the best chop pre-Gunther.
Big Show.
You're not gonna get that. Okay, yeah, you got, but Viscera used to do that. Can we talk about Viscera?
Mabel?
Yeah, Mabel.
You want to talk about King
Big
Mabel
Daddy
and how
V?
he hurt everyone?
I just said he did it too.
Big
I'm not
Daddy
talking
V?
about how he hurt it.
Yo, everyone gives Goldberg shit about being reckless in the ring. Do we need to see Mabel being
Please
reckless?
stop.
Someone turned that into a GIF. I need a GIF of that by tomorrow.
I'm gonna shoot myself.
Immediately.
No, edit that out.
No,
Oh,
keep
no,
that
that's
in.
saying that's
I need
gold.
that's gonna be a thumbnail.
That's gold. That's gold.
That's
Yes.
gold.
But
That's why we don't talk about Mabel or Big Daddy
No.
V.
but we also, if we're gonna talk about bad wrestlers, not safe wrestlers.
Listen,
Nia
I'm
Jax.
gonna go on a little rant here.
Please.
I love Bret Hart. I love Bret Hart. I love Goldberg. But Bret Hart really needs to shut the fuck up about Goldberg injuring him because he wrestled 12 fucking matches after that concussion while concussed.
I kind of agree with you on that, to be honest.
Bret Hart said that Goldberg owes him a payday because he went and made that Saudi money and he can't do it. If Owen was alive, would Owen have to fucking owe Stone Cold a payday for taking years off his fucking career?
I completely agree with you on that. Like, you know, he did, was it 12 matches or was it
12
like
matches. He
6?
wrestled 12 matches. He was
So-
told not to wrestle.
So technically Goldberg didn't retire him by any means. He continued on still. Granted,
Like
that
that
match
match-
may have led to it
Listen, the man apologized for it.
many
Man
times
apologized.
over. He's publicly stated that many times.
Bret Hart just needs to shut the fuck up about it. I love Bret Hart. I love the sharpshooter. He has some of the best sayings in the world. Bro, the excellence of execution, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
He's the greatest.
His pipe
Those are
bomb was one of the best.
Sunny days.
Sunny freaking days. Oh, yeah.
But with that being said, shut the fuck up. Enough of it.
Yeah.
We all love you. We all love Bret Hart. We all love what Bret Hart has done for the sport of wrestling and everyone that's came out of the Hart Dungeon. But, man, I don't have any sympathy for you wrestling in those Vince Russo fucking WCW era matches while concussed.
Yeah. And I think what I want, I know the overselling is, I think is overdone, but that first super kick that Shawn Michaels does to Ric Flair was massive. Like that pop was crazy. But I think the most memorable part from that match is when you see Shawn Michaels looks at Ric Flair and mouth, "I'm sorry, I'll love you," and that sweet chin music, and he pins him. It's hard. If you're not a true wrestling fan, it'll make you cry.
There's so many dark jokes you can do with that, but I digress. We move on from that statement.
I'm not doing the dark jokes right now.
That's saved for another episode.
No, we're never doing dark jokes.
No. You're not even going to talk about Floyd Mayweather and the Big Show?
No, because I don't want to talk about that.
Yo, we're not going to talk about Big Show flipping the Jeep and the build up to that.
That was cool. The fact that
Floyd Mayweather broke his nose.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh my
I
god.
like how Big Show called that spot. It was like, yo, punch me just punch me. And that's what happened. So like, isn't that after that? That's when he like adopted that punch that will knock people out.
Yeah, the WMD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He did that so he wouldn't have to choke slam people anymore.
he's got the weakest choke slams. I'm saying it.
I don't know, man. The showstopper choke slam in WCW was the shit.
Are you talking when he was still the Giant?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pick you up
when he
and
was still
finish you.
Giant, his choke slams were great.
The best choke slam is definitely Kane's for sure. Sid Vicious had a pretty nasty one. Scott Hall would bust out a pretty decent
Hey,
one.
can I just
But
say,
Why
he's
is
not
that
doing
every?
it anymore.
while we're on the topic of Kane, he has the best uppercut, I have to say, in all professional wrestling.
Undertaker does.
No,
No,
Kane.
no.
Undertaker.
I think Kane has like the best like punches, like strikes. I don't know. Every time I've ever played a WWE game and I put strikes on, they were always
I'm
Kane
putting Cena
strikes.
strikes. I'm doing Cena.
No.
You can't
Cricket.
see me.
Cricket.
You
But
can't see me.
if we're gonna be on the topic of Mayweather at WrestleMania, I think Mayweather has to have one of the worst celebrity matches in wrestling.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that
no
was
doubt
awful.
about it. Now, who would you say is the best?
Bad
You're gonna
Bunny.
say
Bad Bunny, bro.
Bad
Bad
Bunny.
Bunny.
Yeah.
No, actually, bro, I'm going with Drew Carey at the 2001 Royal Rumble, where he
Stop.
eliminated himself
Yeah, he
after
just
trying
climbed
to
over the top.
while trying to bribe Kane.
I was about to say Pete Rose. How many times?
Oh, Pete Rose and Kane got beef like fucking you and sit in one place for an hour.
Has he even changed his background today?
No,
What are you
his
doing?
phone has remained stationary. He has moved though. All
Good
right,
for him.
Progress.
let's talk about your manias, big dog.
Mine? Dang. I'm gonna pick a couple matches from WrestleMania 37 and WrestleMania 28, only
Are those
because
the ones you attended?
I was also WrestleMania 23, but we could save that. From WrestleMania 37, I'm gonna pick Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, only because the wrong person won in that match. I feel like Bray should have won over. I led. Fun fact about that match: there was half the people due to COVID restrictions, and I'm a loud person, so you can hear me on the. If you go to Peacock,
I knew
and watch the match.
I knew that we were going with. You might have to get the timestamp so we can put that into a clip.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out.
You went, oh
But,
shit! Right?
I started chanting "Holy shit" when Alexa Bliss came out of the Jack in the Box thing, and that was cool. And then obviously Bray got distracted and got RKO'd. I'm gonna say the triple threat because first off, acknowledge the tribal chief. Roman Reigns, DB, and Edge. Yeah, that's how I feel. But I want to talk more about WrestleMania 28 only because that shit was one of my favorite things I've ever done as a wrestling fan is go to WrestleMania 28. Couple matches from that. I want to talk about CM Punk and Chris Jericho. That was pretty solid.
You just made the list.
No, that wasn't that Chris
Not
Jericho.
quite there. Not quite there, Chad.
Yeah, that was 14 gimmicks before that. The build up to that match with CM Punk and Chris Jericho was pretty solid. Chris Jericho thought he had CM Punk, caught him drinking, had him do a sobriety test, and CM Punk walked backwards in a straight line and shit like that, saying the alphabet backwards. John Cena and The Rock also happened. That was fucking. What?
What even was wrestling, bro? What even was wrestling, bro?
John Cena and The Rock. I feel yes, that match should have been a main event, but the real main event should have been The Undertaker and Triple H. That Hell in a Cell match. If you didn't think the streak was ending any other way, when Shawn Michaels hits the super kick and Undertaker falls into Trips and Trips hits the pedigree
On the steps.
Was it on the steps?
Yes.
And then the Undertaker, that shit was insane.
And the
That
Undertaker
was-
still kicks out. How many last rides did Triple H kick out of in that match?
See, I
Two?
haven't watched it recently, so I don't know it off the top of my head.
I believe
But
two.
I feel like there was a moment that the reason this match should have main evented WrestleMania 28 is because at the end of that match, they're helping Trips walk up the stage, and they just kind of turn around and they're holding Trips up, and it's just iconic with seeing HBK, Trips, and Undertaker doing that.
So just to like, I go on tangents and now. I think the last ride is one of those moves you should never kick out of because it's in the fucking name.
Correct.
It
But
should have
my
been
phone-
hella protected.
I digress. Well, it's called the last ride. Last.
Not second to last, not third to last.
But I
Right.
digress.
That
man.
could be
You're
it.
an asshole. I digress.
How do you guys feel about this year's WrestleMania?
I feel good
Second.
about it.
I feel
I think
decent
Seth was
about it.
fun.
You know, I feel like it's going in the right direction again.
We've been getting hit with Easter eggs, Marvel style, all
Yeah.
fucking week.
You want me to name a few matches and tell me who you think's gonna win?
Go for
Go for it. Do it.
All right. What about Jay and Jimmy?
Hold on.
it. Jay, 110%.
Jay Uso.
It's just me, Oos.
Yeah.
I
What
feel
about
like Jimmy? Yeah,
you think Jimmy?
I feel like something's gonna happen to where Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Let's
I
save
think
some of
Jimmy too.
these. Let's save some of these discussions so when we record before Mania, we can just run through the predictions. Let's talk about the matches though.
All right. Well, my phone's at 6%, so we gotta make this quick.
All right, let's wrap it up.
You want to wrap it up?
Go for it.
You know what we can talk about?
What's up?
57 weeks without a million viewers on TV.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Yeah, we can wrap this up. Thanks for coming to the podcast. Please like, share, and fucking follow for one thing.
And make sure you guys watch WCW Dynamite every Tuesday.
All right, that's it from me. I'm on time the one. I'm gonna ignore him. I still like AEW. I like what they do. I like some of the storylines.
I actually
I don't-
challenged.
Storyline.
I actually challenged this man right here to watch
one?
Pointing to.
Who are you pointing to?
to Anthony.
Wrong way.
Well, for
It's
me,
on
he's
his
down
side.
here. But anyways,
Okay.
I challenge him to watch 2 weeks of Dynamite.
So you want them to have 700,001 viewers?
Well, if you're gonna shit on him, I need you to watch them first. If you're gonna shit on him,
I catch it on Twitter. I probably
Chad.
watch it more than you guys do.
Chad, don't act like you watch wrestling.
I do.
Come on, man.
All right, so
Chad, who's the AEW champion? Who's the heavyweight champion?
I was about to say when you're saying who Samoa Joe
English.
still, dude. Samoa Joe's gonna be on his run for the next year and a half. We already know that.
Who's the trios champions?
Not House of Black anymore. Is the claim still?
Okay.
House of Black hasn't been on TV in 2 years.
yeah, they have.
Okay. Who's the Continental Classic champion right now?
You're not asking me. I'm sorry.
Roger
Chad,
Strong.
only been two. There's only been two. How do you forget? I watch wrestling.
Because I don't watch Continental Classic.
What the
It's
fuck you
part
mean,
of the
bro?
show.
It's part of AEW. Man,
Okay, but that's the most pointless title of them all. Let's be honest here.
that's the point. Who's the champion?
Who did Mercedes Moné wrestle this week?
Chad, come
All right,
on,
we're
bro.
gonna wrap it up,
All right.
guys.
Look.
Thanks for coming by.
Like, follow, and subscribe. Thanks for coming to the Unmarked podcast.
And remember, if you didn't know, then your ass better call somebody.
Hold on. We might get copyrighted for that.
We're not monetized. We'll cut it